Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. What a blockbuster start to the weekend. Obviously last night in the Friday night kickoff, there was Leicester City that got absolutely decimated by Brentford 4-0. But the lunchtime kickoff today, 12:30, we've got Everton versus Manchester United, and for good moments of that game, we got prime Barclays. Right? Prime Barclays. But then the controversy at the end isn't so prime Barclays. And that's what I really want to focus on in this video, because I've got a question to ask you guys. Actually, I've got two. In terms of the use of VAR, right? And in terms of that controversial decision that pretty much decided how the game was going to finish. But I do want to start off with just Manchester United as a whole. I mean, they got back into today's game. But for large portions, especially that first half, I'll be honest, I think that was the worst half of football I've seen from Manchester United ever. Ever. Man United have had some very dark moments, right, as of recently and as of the last few years. But today took the cake. That was as low as it can possibly get for who are meant to be top-end Premier League footballers. Because at times, during that first half, there was a lot of these guys that don't even look like professional footballers, let alone Premier League footballers. And I know people are looking at Ruben Amorim, who obviously has his share of the blame, no doubt. But he has walked into a war zone. He's walked into a war zone, and that war zone consists of soldiers that are not fit to be soldiers. It's just as simple as that. Or not fit to be soldiers for this type of football club. You know, maybe they're fit to be soldiers for, I don't know, one of them islands in, like, I don't know, the Pacific that no one really knows the country. Or, you know, like do you even need an army? Like, maybe they'll fit the bill for them, with all due respect. But when you're talking about one of the world's leading armies, yeah, these guys don't stand a chance. Well, when I say that as an analogy, Manchester United are a football club that should be, right, based on the stature, the weight of that badge, its history, its heritage, its resources and tools, it should be a football club up there in contention for silverware. And right now, the club has been led in a way that has taken them completely off path. And they've left themselves with players in this team that, simply put, do not belong at a club like Manchester United. They belong, and I'm being kind here, they belong at Southampton maybe. Ipswich, perhaps. And I don't want to disrespect them, because they've got a couple of decent lads. And, you know, according to their level, they're playing according to their level. But these guys do not belong at Manchester United. And Ruben Amorim has to deal with that off the bat, which I feel sorry for. However, when you talk about how to adapt, how to maybe change things in moments, I know he's been criticised at times for his lack of subs, lack of change of system. He's very rigid. He's just walked through the door though, and I get it. He's just walked through the door. But that first half was abysmal, because we're talking about basic things like, I mean, there was few instances of ball comes, it's a duel, it's a 50-50, and you got players that are trying to hit it and they just completely miss it. I mean, what? Or you got a man next to you and they can't pass straight. Or, you know, they try to clear the ball away and they miss the ball. I mean, this is something you see in not even Sunday League. I'm doing disrespect to Sunday League. You look at what these players are paid, the levels that they're meant to be playing at, and you can't get these basic things right. The second goal, where Doucouré scores the header, and you've got defenders there that are not even jumping. I mean, Onana hits it up into the air. Onana's not going for it. Your defenders are on Doucouré, so obviously he's not going to jump for it because he doesn't want to leave himself exposed, albeit the mistakes that Onana makes, but with this one I agree. Maguire, for example, he just watches Doucouré jump. He's not even jumping. This is basic, man. Unbelievable. That blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. We're going into the second half and how good Everton were in that first half, especially the first goal with Beto, who's been killing it. What is it, 5 goals in 4 or something like that now for him? Unbelievable. David Moyes has really injected a fantastic energy into this Everton team. And I say energy because that is what they were running on. You could see they were going in for every challenge, every second ball, every 50-50, every single duel. They were sharp. They were moving the ball quick. They were getting into good positions. They were doing all sorts, yeah. Second half, they dip a bit. Although I don't know if they got complacent, because it didn't look like United could even get a chance in the box, let alone get that goal with Bruno Fernandes scoring the free kick, which at the end of the day, he scores a set piece. It's a set piece. But that's where it turned. And that's where mentally you get to see where both teams are and where levels are at. Because Bruno Fernandes scores that free kick, which, to be fair, was a very good free kick. And the players in the wall, which I think was, funnily enough, Harry Maguire, those two players, him and, was it Xerxes? They done their jobs by disrupting the wall, by moving out of the way at the correct time, and they had the correct spaces available. The goalkeeper shifts, leaves himself off balance, doesn't have time to go over back to his side, and the ball goes in and it's 2-1. And that's the shift. At that point, you see Manchester United, all of a sudden, they got energy. Now they're focused. Now they're actually moving the ball all right. Now, and Everton are like in a bit of a panic. And they're like, we don't want to lose this lead. And it starts to get a little bit shaky. That's where strong teams hold their mentality. That's where strong teams know to keep themselves calm, stick to the plan. You're still ahead. No panic. But it's not easy to do that moment, but that's where the top teams thrive. Ugarte gets the second goal. Good goal, to be fair. Pressure on Man United. The injection that United had up top, I think, from both flanks, coming inside. All of a sudden, like I said, they looked like they were actually moving the ball much better. The passes were more accurate. They did put pressure on Everton. And the reward was there. Ugarte with a hit from outside of the box. And it goes in. Very good hit. He was exposed. He wasn't marked. And that's where Everton have to look at themselves. But that's to sum up the game as a whole. United poor overall up until the very end, and they salvaged themselves 2 goals to get themselves a point. But at the very end, at the very, very end, the penalty decision. This is where we got to have a talk, right? And I do have to say something here to Ashley Young, if I'm going to be fair. This is what happens sometimes when players have a reputation. That's just it. When players do fall down easy, okay, you build a reputation and then people start to lack trust. So when a legit claim comes, referees will go, oh, he's done it again, hasn't he? When in reality, he hasn't. And this is one of those examples. When you go to the VAR, you go to the replays, I mean, it was so evident. Not only was there the contact with Harry Maguire, which some might argue was minimal. However, De Ligt pulled his shirt. Now, the problem that Ashley Young makes, right, to declaim his own claim for a pen is, I don't know how he fell the way he fell. Someone put it perfectly. Someone on Twitter, on X, actually said something, and I actually laughed, considering that I thought it was a stonewall penalty. Absolute certain penalty. But I saw the comment and I was like, you know what? It's funny and I can't really argue that. Ashley Young didn't just drop like he was actually pulled or disrupted or hit off balance. He jumped like he was going off the top rope after Triple H knocked him out of the ring in the Royal Rumble. You know in Royal Rumble you've thrown over the top rope. It looked like he got thrown over a top rope, and that's actually true. You get pulled by the shirt, and then all of a sudden both legs are up in the air. You're about 1 meter high up in the air, and you fall to your stomach. I mean, it's a bit excessive. It's a bit excessive. So when you do that, you don't give yourselves any favors. But the referee going to the screen, irrespective. If the contact is there, if the shirt pull is there, it's there. It's a penalty. In a goal-scoring opportunity as well. The problem as well, it went to VAR and they couldn't decide. And then the referee goes to the screen, they show him 2 of the dodgiest angles first, which doesn't actually really show the shirt pull. Then they get to the angle from afar, which if you look closer, you see it. And he's just gone, no. VAR, what's the point then? I understand when people look and they go, okay, without VAR, we would have clear and obvious errors just leading to goals and not being caught and all of that, or offside by a meter and it's not caught because the lino hasn't seen it, or he's chosen to be blind and all of a sudden the goal's given. I get that, but in this, when the VAR are meant to be doing their jobs, when all angles are meant to be covered and all things are considered, how they've not given a penalty for that despite Ashley Young having a reputation, I don't understand, because that was a blatant penalty. If a defender is pulling you in the box and you have a goal-scoring opportunity, I don't care how light it is, or if it's just a little, you've pulled his shirt. Penalty. There's nothing to measure how strong the pull was. You don't pull. That's the rule. You don't pull. You have no reason to pull the shirt. He pulled the shirt. It's a penalty. There's no discussion. How VAR haven't come to that consensus, I genuinely have no idea. I don't know. Baffles me. But, well, does it? It's VAR, isn't it? This is what we get week in, week out with these lot. It's just the reality. The VAR in this country is a joke. The refereeing in this country is a joke. It is what it is. And what else can we say? Man United, as far as I'm concerned, despite struggling for most part of the game, escape with a point. And football is footballing in 2025, ladies and gentlemen. So we're seeing so much unpredictability this season. It's unreal. It's actually unreal. But the table as it stands after that first game, Everton in 12th, Manchester United are still in 15th. West Ham cannot go above them unless they score 11 goals today, which isn't going to happen. So that's how it's going to remain for them. There's still more football later. And later tonight, Aston Villa, Chelsea, I'll be giving you my review. So make sure you guys are here for that. But let me know in the comments what you guys think overall about VAR and its uses. And also, do you think that was a penalty? Yes or no? And explain down below. Much appreciated. And I will catch all of you later on after Aston Villa, Chelsea, where it might be a long day. It might not. I'll catch you then. Have a good one, people. Look after yourselves. See you later. Take care and peace.